Texas annexation. In early 1800s, Spain controlled Mexico and most of what is now the southwestern and western parts of the United States. In the 1820s, Mexico gained its independence from Spain and took control of its territory. Part of this region is also known as Texas. Most of the people in Texas were Native Americans, such as the Apaches and Comanches. The Mexican government wanted more settlers in Texas who would raise crops and animals, pay taxes, and spread the Catholic religion. Mexican officials told Americans that they could have free land if they settled in Texas. The settlers had to promise to obey Mexican laws and to accept the Catholic religion. By 1830, more than 20,000 white Americans had settled in Texas. By this time, there were far more Americans than Mexicans living there. Soon, tensions grew between the settlers and the Mexican government. Although Mexico had outlawed slavery, most of the Americans owned slaves. Even when Mexico allowed some slaves to be brought into Texas, the slave owners worried that someday Mexico might free them. Most of the American settlers wanted Texas to become part of the United States. Many of them didn't even bother to learn Spanish. In 1833, a number of settlers asked Mexico to let Texas have its own government. Stephen Austin, who had been a loyal Mexican citizen, delivered their message to the government. Angrily, the Mexican government refused. By 1835, fighting had broken out between the groups of Texan and Mexican soldiers. In 1836, Texans declared independence. In response, the President of Mexico, Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna, led an army into Texas to punish the American settlers for breaking their agreement with Mexico. When Santa Anna's army reached the town of San Antonio, fewer than 200 Texans and other Americans stood in the way. They had chosen to defend an abandoned mission called the Alamo. Santa Anna demanded that they surrender. They answered bravely, "Victory or death!" For more than 10 days, the tiny group of defenders fought off Santa Anna's army. Finally, the Mexicans were able to climb the walls and overtake the Alamo. Nearly all the defenders were killed, including Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett, two famous American pioneers. Nearly 6 weeks later, in April of 1836, General Sam Houston led more than 700 Texans in a surprise attack against Santa Anna's army. The Texans charged the army, shouting, "Remember the Alamo!" They won the battle and captured Santa Anna. They let him go when he promised to give Texas its independence. Texans promptly approved a new constitution and chose Sam Houston as their president. For 9 years, Texas ruled itself. Its flag showed one white star on red and white and blue background. People called Texas the Lone Star Republic. Some Mexicans moved away to Catholic Spanish-speaking Mexico. Others stayed, marrying and doing business with American Texans and working in the government. However, in time, most Mexicans lost their lands in government positions. Many Texans still wanted the United States to annex Texas. In 1845, their wish was granted. Congress admitted Texas as the 28th state.